What is up? What is up? Back with another RedNationBlogga post. Man, what a night of hoops. What a night of hoops. First off, I would like to apologize. I haven't been making videos lately. It's only been like, 2 or 3 days. I think I haven't made a video. But honestly, just daddy issues, man. Daddy duties. Just doing what I got to do. But other than that, we here to talk basketball. That's what I'm going to do. First game. The first game. The Hawks. The 76ers. I'm surprised. I'm pleasantly surprised though. I'm not like disappointed or anything like that. I did feel like Philly had a legitimate chance of coming out of the Eastern Conference. With or without the injuries to James Harden or Kyrie Irving. I just felt like with Embiid's size, with Doc Rivers, their new voice other than Brett Brown, I felt like they had a legitimate chance because nobody on Brooklyn could do anything with Joel Embiid. But now I'm not too sure, but the series is not over. But after tonight, and how demoralized they looked, blowing like a 24-point lead, I believe they were up like 83 to like 64 going into the fourth or something like that. And Lou Williams in a 3-point or 4-point victory was a plus 31. In the fourth quarter, he went into the fourth quarter having 2 points. And anybody that knows me, anybody that's followed my Twitter stream over the past few years knows I am not fond of playoff Lou Williams. I think he's one of the most overrated players in the NBA. I feel like the label of being a professional scorer, I feel like that's definitely like just falsely given because when the Rockets needed the most, he wasn't there. When the Clippers needed the most, he didn't perform. But I got to give him his props. He was solid tonight for Atlanta, man. Him and Gallinari and John Collins, they helped steady the tide. They helped get them back in the game. And Trae Young did a really good job of closing. He did a really good job of taking care of the ball, making the right passes, getting Gallo shots, not really getting in the way of Lou Williams, and then looking for his own shot to close the game. And a lot of people had jokes early on because, Joel Embiid started off like 7 of 7 from the field. He had 17 points. He was talking shit to Clint Capela. Had the Philadelphia 76ers Twitter page talking shit. But he may have been right. Joel Embiid in the fourth quarter had one made field goal, and aside from a few free throws that he got, I think he had like 4 to 6 free throws, I believe, if memory serves me correct. Aside from a few free throws, he really wasn't doing anything in the fourth quarter. So that stamina comment that Clint Capela made kind of came to fruition a little bit. And Clint was right. He was right. He talked shit versus the Knicks. He backed it up. He talked shit versus the Sixers. He backed it up. So Clint was right. Salute to him. But enough about the Hawks. And let's kind of move forward to like a question that I'm having with Doc Rivers. And a lot of people say, well, it's not Doc Rivers' fault because only 2 players scored really in the second half, and it was Seth Curry and Joel Embiid. I think I saw a graphic that said Seth Curry and Joel Embiid were combined for 36 points, and the rest of the team had 6 points in the second half. That's unacceptable. But Doc Rivers, man, Orlando blew a 3-1 lead. Clippers blew a 3-1 lead twice. And just, outside of the 2008 Boston Celtics title run, or when they won a championship, what really has he done to get this stature in the league that he has, where he just keeps getting jobs and his reputation is just like so rock solid? You know what I'm saying? Is it because of the championship that he won 13 years ago? Is that what's keeping him in the light and the conversation of being one of the best coaches in the NBA? Because he was with the Clippers for like 8 seasons and never made a conference finals. He was with Orlando, didn't get out the first round. So, I mean, when are we going to start talking about Doc Rivers? Ben Simmons, I don't really want to get into the Ben Simmons thing. To me, he's not what people make him out to be. I believe that he's like a 6'10" Rondo. He doesn't really look to score like that, and people continuously think that he's this guy because I think he was drafted #1 overall, but he's legitimately He's not that guy. He's a playmaker. He's a traditional 1992 point guard playing in 2021. And that's what it is. I mean, I don't know what people expect, but the Ben Simmons, he's a good player. You just got to know how to build around him. And that Philly team, that might not be the best situation for him. It might be time to move on. But it's time to get to game number 2. I'm very disappointed in the Utah Jazz. I feel like this series is reminding me a lot of the 2019 Rockets versus Warriors series. KD goes out in game 5, and I feel like the Rockets took like a collective sigh of relief. Like, okay, KD's gone. Now we can just focus on Steph and Klay. But you forget, Steph is still a great player. Klay is still a great player. They used to playing without Steph and Klay. And to a certain extent, the Clippers are used to playing without Kawhi Leonard. And I feel like Utah got off the gas a little bit. I believe they hit 17 threes in the first half. But they had 11 turnovers, and the Clippers the Clippers had 17 points off of those turnovers. To me, that's just a lack of focus. And as good as Bojan was in the first half, hitting threes before the ball even touched his hands, he letting it go. As good as Jordan Clarkson was in the first half, I believe he was like 5 or 6, 4 or 5 from 3. They were just as bad in the second half. They were like the complete opposite of themselves of what they were in the first half. And it was crazy. Like, they were so on fire. Donovan Mitchell was playing like point guard. He was playing like John Stockton. He was just facilitating. He wasn't even really looking for a shot. He would hit a shot every now and again just to stop a little run, but he wasn't even looking for something. And I believe when the time came for him to press, he started pressing a little bit too much, and he fell in love with his jump shot. Donovan, I believe, may have had like 4 or 5 attempts in the paint tonight. That's unacceptable. You can't shoot that many threes, and that's what the Clippers want you to do. They want you to rely on that shot. They're playing zone. And another thing I don't like that Donovan Mitchell is doing, and I hope that Quinn Snyder makes the adjustment, the one thing that I see that he's doing that I don't like is he's calling for the switch. I mean, he's calling for the pick and roll, or he's trying to get a switch, and they're just trapping him. And they're just trapping him, and they're trapping him, and they're trapping him. Every time that you're fighting over and over and over trying to get a switch to get a particular matchup, whether that's versus Luke Kennard or whoever it's against, you're wasting valuable seconds on the shot clock to get a valuable shot. And the more seconds that you waste on the shot clock, the less chances you do of the less chances you have of getting a high degree shot, like a good shot. And again, this is something that I seen in 2019. Like, the Rockets and James Harden were so focused on trying to get Steph Curry on them, But by the time you get to the 5 to 6 seconds left on the shot clock, you finally got the shot. Now you got to throw some bullshit because you wasted valuable seconds instead of just trying to attack who's in front of you. You're Donovan Mitchell. Nobody on the Clippers can stop you. Attack who's in front of you and go. Stop trying to find weak mismatches and trying to pick on guys and expose guys, and just go. Attack the bucket. You're the best scorer on the floor. You've been the best scorer of this playoff series. Do that. Stop trying to prove points and embarrass guys, and just go play. But other than that, shout out to the Clippers. Shout out to Reggie Jackson, who's hooping in the contract season in the playoffs. He is performing his ass off. He's been the Clippers' 3rd best player. Tonight, you can make an argument he was the Clippers' best player. Paul George showed up in a tremendous way that I did not think that he would do. I thought that the Jazz would kind of blow the doors off of the Clippers a little bit, but I was sadly mistaken. And but shout out to Paul George. 37 points, 16 rebounds, 5 assists. He was excellent. He was excellent tonight. This is game 5 on the road. He showed up, and Ty Lue, I want to give him credit. He did a phenomenal job. He did something that I saw Mike D'Antoni do a lot when the Rockets played Utah. Go small. Take Rudy Gobert completely out the game. go small. Rudy Gobert is slow laterally. He can't get out to the paint, to the perimeter to defend threes. He doesn't want to lead the paint to defend threes. He moves like as soon as you get him out on the perimeter, he act like he don't even know how to walk. He act like he has no type of balance or coordination at all. And the Clippers exposed that, and they stretched him out. And I wonder, will Quinn Snyder be the first to blink, and will he go small? And when I say small, I don't mean play Derek Favors. I mean go small all the way. No bigs. When the Clippers go small, match them up. Put the onus on your guys to say what your ones look like and to play defense, and keep guys in front of you. Switch everything. That might be the only way that they'll have a chance, because Rudy Gobert, he's not it. And on the offensive end of the ball, he is not giving you anything. He's just not an offensive player. But other than that, man, that's all I got tonight. Beautiful, beautiful basketball tonight. Beautiful game 5s tonight. Shout out Atlanta again. Y'all, I'm surprised. I'm gone.